Between the 16th and 19th centuries, the transatlantic slave trade reshaped the lives of millions of Africans. European powers sailed to the shores of West and Central Africa, seeking human cargo for their colonies in the Americas. But this story was not one of outsiders alone. Some African coastal states played a complex role, acting as intermediaries, suppliers, and even resistance forces in this tragic trade. In the bustling markets of West Africa, kingdoms like Dahomey, Oyo, and Asante grew rich by participating in the trade. European goods like guns, textiles, and liquor became powerful incentives. African merchant, these Europeans bring us weapons and goods. With them, we gain power against our enemies and wealth for our people. Rulers sometimes waged wars or conducted raids specifically to capture prisoners to sell to Europeans. This made the trade deeply tied to local power struggles. One of the most infamous participants was the Kingdom of Dahomey in modern-day Benin. Its leaders built a thriving economy by capturing prisoners of war and selling them to European slave traders. King of Dahomey speech: "With every ship that leaves our shores, our kingdom grows richer and our army stronger." This is the price of power in our time. The annual customs ceremonies in Dahomey celebrated both the kingdom's conquests and its role in the slave trade, showcasing how deeply entrenched the system was. But not all African states participated. Some coastal communities actively resisted the trade. The Asante Confederacy in Ghana, for example, sought to limit European influence and control their own trade systems. Asante leader speech: "Our people are not for sale. We will not destroy our future for the trinkets of outsiders." These states often found themselves at odds with European traders and neighboring kingdoms, facing both military and economic threats. Many of the individuals sold into slavery were not criminals or voluntary participants. They were victims of intertribal warfare, raids, or judicial systems manipulated by European demands. Captured individual: "I was working in my fields when they came. My brothers were killed and I was taken. Now I see the great waters where my future will end." These scenes played out repeatedly along Africa's coasts as people were shackled and marched to the shores. It's important to understand that the transatlantic slave trade was driven by European demand for labor in the Americas.